Time, space, collecting. A multiverse of stories shaped by the choices we make. We are your guides across the Marvelverse, exploring everything from the MCU to cards and collectibles. Because every piece we collect tells a story. The question is, what does yours say about you?
Yo, yo, yo! What is up, everybody? Welcome in to Across the Marvelverse, episode 4. If you have not joined us before, welcome in. We talk everything Marvel, from cards, collectibles, to the MCU, to everything in between. And each week, I bring on a different guest with me. I'm Jimmy, and I'm joined today by my good buddy, William. Welcome in.
How's it going?
You all may know him a little better as Ryder, but he recently had a name change and is the spirit of the cards. Did I get it right? I didn't even ask you. I should have asked. Okay. I was like, hopefully no spelling errors. But welcome in, man. I'm excited you're here.
I'm excited to be here.
Dude, we have a fun show today. It is the Phase 5 Awards. The Phase 5 Awards. So with Fantastic Four dropping in the MCU, Phase 5 has officially ended. Phase 6 has begun. So I thought it'd be fun to reminisce and just talk about all the things that have happened. Phase 5 was the last literally 2 years. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
We've gotten a lot of content. There's a lot to go over. So I'm really excited. We have a bunch of different award categories. William and I have not discussed them at all, but we both picked our winners and some honorable mentions for each category. So we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll argue a little bit. Maybe we'll agree a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. I've got, we'll see. We'll see. But hey, before we jump in, Ryder, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit to those who may not be as familiar with you or know you yet?
Yeah. So my name's William Johnson. I've been collecting Marvel heavily for probably 4 or 5 years now. Pretty much everybody knows the reason why I'm called Spirit of the Cards or Ryder is because Ghost Rider is my favorite character.
I'm sorry, you're just always going to be Ryder. It feels wrong to not call you Ryder. Like Ryder is your name and Spirit of the Cards is now your username. You know?
Yeah. But I character collect Ghost Rider and pretty much every iteration. That's like my main PC. I've done that for, like I said, about 4 or 5 years now. And then I dabble into other IPs and stuff like that as well.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. And Ryder has a phenomenal Ghost Rider collection, by the way. It is like next level insanity. He has Valentine's Day cards.
I got a lot of weird stuff. Yeah. I got everything. I got gum. I got guitar picks. The only thing I don't really do too much of is comics, only because it takes up way too much room, and that's the reason I love doing cards, because it's a lot easier to display, doesn't take as much room, and that's honestly the only reason I do cards instead of comics.
It's not a bad reason. It's not a bad reason. It's definitely the medium can allow you to collect in some unique and interesting ways that comics don't allow you to do. And also vice versa. There's no right or wrong. But yeah, okay, cool. So also, I just want to say Ryder is one of the nicest people you could ever meet. If you don't know Ryder and you don't follow him, please do. His tag is at the Spirit of the Cards. He's on Instagram. He's on all Discord, all the things. But check out his collection. I met Ryder online, obviously, but I barely knew you, and you sent me a Scarlet Witch sketch card. Who does that? Who does that, bro? Like, it's crazy, and it's an awesome sketch card. But that's just the kind of person William is. So if you don't know William, you should definitely get to know him. But hey, let's we got to get this episode going. We got a lot of content, so let's jump into our pickups.
The Watchers Report.
All right. So, or I'm sorry, I said pickups. Why did I say that? Whatever. We're doing one take. We're rolling. I meant to say we're doing the news. I was like, wait, Watchers Report? That's news time. I was like, oh, shoot. All right, so news. News, I will say, is a little light today. But we do have some things to talk about. I think the first 2 weeks of the podcast, we just weirdly launched when it was just like massive Marvel news drops. And now everything feels light. So, but I think this is more normal. This is more just like a normal news segment. So we'll start off with MCU news. One, there's rumored movies already for Phase 7. So even though we just started Phase 6, Phase 7 rumors have begun. And it's expected that in 2028, we will see a Black Panther 3 and finally an actual X-Men movie in the MCU.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. I have no other details about it. I try not to dig too deep into that stuff. And again, just nothing's confirmed. Just like Blade has been in production for like the last decade. You never know. You never know. They released the first teaser for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I have not watched it because I refuse to watch any trailers, teasers, whatever. I try to avoid them at all costs. So I will give everyone a warning because I would want to know. I am going to give a minor spoiler right now. So if you don't want to hear it, fast forward a minute. Last warning. Okay, I'm going to go. So Hulk and Scorpion are confirmed to be in the new Spider-Man movie. So like I said, very minor spoiler, but pretty cool. So we'll get both Hulk and Scorpion in there. And also we have photos of the new suit. I did see those. It looks good. It looks like a Spider-Man suit. I know some people get really excited over that. I'm not one of those people. Were you really excited about that, or did you not really care either?
I'm not a big Bug Boy fan. So I'm good.
Yeah, I like Spider-Man, but the suits thing, it doesn't really get me super amped up unless it's something crazy, but if it's just like the typical Spider-Man suit, I'm like, okay, cool. It just looks like a Spider-Man suit. All right, so this is actually kind of interesting. It has been confirmed that Fantastic Four #2 is already in pre-production.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, I don't know.
They're committing. They're committing for sure.
They are.
They're committing. I don't mind it. I really enjoyed the Fantastic Four movie. I am excited for another one. I think that my concern is it's not doing as well in the box office as they would have liked, which I guess just kind of segues us into the next part of the news. I wanted to follow up on some of the numbers that we had talked about before. So opening weekend went really well. That's when I had recorded, I don't know if the last episode or the one before, but opening weekend went really well. They exceeded expectations by $8 million. So they did an extra $8 million. I think it came in at like 218. The second weekend, they fell short by $12 million.
Oh, wow.
So, but it's given to, I don't know. Everyone's saying like, oh, they're short by 12 million. I'm like, well, they're really short by 4 million, right? Like if they were exceeded by 8 the first weekend and then they're down by 12 the second weekend, it's more like 4 million that they're short still. It sucks that they didn't hit expectations the second weekend. And it is one of the steeper declines that we've seen. I think viewing went down by like 66%, 67% or something like that. Which is similar to where Brave New World was at. It was within 1% of the same drop that we saw in Brave New World. So worldwide, currently, as of recording this from the numbers that I've seen, they're at about 372 million. And I did some digging because I was like, okay, well, what does that, because to me, that doesn't really mean much. Like, what does that mean? So the movie cost about 200 million. But when you add in different types of fees, licensure, additional costs, things that aren't accounted for, from what I've seen is whatever their budget was, whatever the movie technically just, they say cost them to make, they have to pull in about 1.5 times that to break even.
Wow.
So they have to pull in about 500 million to basically break even on this movie. Now, that's not an official number. No one is going to know that official number. But it should be in the ballpark, right? So right now, the movie is projected to eventually hit that. So is that successful? Is it not? If you start factoring in what it's going to do on streaming, on merchandise sales, and kind of how the trickle-down effect works, maybe you could still count it as a success, but it would have been nice for it to have made like a significant profit on the movie itself. So that's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But we'll see. Who knows? But that's where we're at. Okay, last thing in MCU news, which I guess this isn't technically MCU, but Sony is developing a Spider-Punk movie. So if you're into the Sony Spider-Man stuff, you got more content coming. All right, we're gonna shift into comics. So comic news: Ultimate Endgame debuts in December. That looks really cool. The End 2099 is also set to debut in December. This one actually does seem pretty neat. It's a 5-issue limited series, and it returns 2099 creative team, writer Steve Orlando and artist Ibrahim Roberts. I might have said that name wrong. I'm sorry. And this will end the 2099 series, if you didn't get that by the name, The End. And it will introduce 3099. So they're just moving from 2099 to 3099. So if you're into that comic run, that's going to be a must read for you. New comics this week you may want to check out: Marvel Rivals Hellfire Gala 1. We're going to talk about this in a minute. Marvel Rivals has had a really interesting impact to the IP that I was not expecting. And I want to talk about that more in a second. I just want to run through. The only other comic I noted was Ultimate Wolverine 8. It introduces Angel to the Ultimate Universe. Not a big week for comics from what I saw. And then one more thing before I talk more about Marvel Rivals. Marvel Snap last week, I got really excited about Golden Gauntlet. I want to apologize. That was not something to get excited about. I was so mad when I looked into it. One, they have done this before, and it was so boring, I literally forgot. I was so excited. I went into the Discord server. I tried to sign up, and I was like, oh, man, what's the pricing going to be? I looked at the pricing. For one, it's a free tournament. So anytime it's free, it's like, okay, there's a chance pricing's not going to be good because they're not even collecting any revenue from players on this. But it was horrible. It's all like minor in-game stuff, and it's not even like worth it unless you win the whole tournament out of however many like thousands of people enter. So it's just, it was bad. The pricing was bad. I was expecting exclusive things you could only get for competing in the regional, maybe even some sort of physical prize that they ship to you. No, it's all in game. It's just like credits and gold to spend in game. I think they give you some borders or something. It was very lackluster. I saw it and immediately was just like, oh, never mind. Not worth the time investment for that. If I'm free when the Golden Gauntlet happens in our region and I'm not doing anything, I mean, maybe I'll just play because it's free. Like, why not? I might be playing Marvel Snap anyways. But I'm definitely not going out of my way or canceling literally any plan to go play Marvel Snap in the Golden Gauntlet. Instead, I would imagine if you're like a big Marvel Snap content creator, it might be a good opportunity just so you can get kind of that clout, I guess, to get your name out there. I've seen some people who played in the last one that did well. It's like in their Twitch bio, like Golden Gauntlet, top 16. So, you know. That if that is your thing, I'd imagine that you are a little bit more excited about it. But if you just want to play Marvel Snap competitively, it doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. I will be very salty if they announce crazy pricing for Worlds, though, because you have to top 16 this tournament to get to Worlds. So
that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, and that's the other thing, though. They're not really like announcing it, which leads me to believe it's probably not going to be that great. Okay, this is where I want to get more into Marvel Rivals because I'm going to pause before we talk about the card news. Did you expect Marvel Rivals to get as big as it did?
No, because I mean, honestly, I don't play it. And I mean, I know like friends that play it, but honestly, no, because honestly, a lot of it looks like now, don't like crucify me or anything, but
no
a lot of the Marvel Rivals, it reminds me a lot of Overwatch.
Well, yeah, it is. Everyone knows that.
I mean,
no,
and
that's accepted. No one's going to crucify you for that.
I mean, it looks, and that's honestly, I did not think it was going to be that big. I really didn't. I thought it was going to be like a game where, you play a little bit, have like a nice beat 'em up game or whatever, and that's it. Like, I didn't think that they were going to go to the point of there's going to be tournaments, and I didn't think there was going to be like, I honestly didn't think they were going to do like different skins, none of that stuff. Like, I really didn't think they were going to do anything like that.
Oh, I knew they were going to do different skins because that's how all those games make money. But I just didn't think it would be as much of a success as it was. I know there has been some concerns about some of the player base falling off recently, but still, I would imagine that it did better than anyone on the dev team expected it to do. I don't think in general a lot of Marvel video games tend to do as well outside of like some of the Spider-Man franchise games. So yeah, Marvel, I was also very surprised. I was more surprised that they're just intertwining it straight into the Marvel universe. We're getting Marvel comic runs from it. People are getting excited about it. And now this kind of leads me to my next thing here. In the card news, Kakao, is that how you say it? The Chinese company?
Kakao.
Kakao. They're making a Marvel Rivals set. So if you are into some of the internationally licensed Marvel trading cards or collectible cards, that set's going to release on August 21st. And everything is Marvel Rivals themed. The whole set is Marvel Rivals. I was shocked. That came out of left field for me. I was not expecting it at all. The set looks nice though. It looks cool.
Yeah, no, it looks very nice. I mean, I'm lucky because my boy's not in it. So
Scarlet Witch is in it, and I definitely want some. I also really like Marvel Rivals. If I had more time, like free time, I would play it a lot. It's kind of funny when it dropped. I convinced my cousin to download it. He didn't want to play it, and now I played it with him for like a month, and then I kind of fell off. And this dude grinds like every day,
really?
Oh, like nonstop since release. Yeah, he got like addicted to it, and I'm the one that kind of fell off on it. But it's a really fun game. Games like that, I'm not naturally good at. So if I don't play it every day, I'll suck really bad. So then if I take a break, I'm like, I don't really want to play. I'm just going to get destroyed by everybody. So that's for me. If I had more time, I play. I just don't. I'm sorry. But it is fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the cards look like. I mean, honestly, like I think it's cool to something new that, they've done.
Yeah.
I mean, this brings me into like I'm not a fan of tops. So, I mean,
yeah. You're like anyone.
yeah. So
Marvel or William just became the biggest fan of Kakao.
yeah, because it'll be cool to see.
Changing your name to the Spirit of Kakao.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see what they do with the images and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm excited. They showed some previews of the cards. They look nice. Just to give you some specs on the set, it is 5 cards per pack, 10 packs per box, 10 boxes per case. It's limited to 4,000 cases. There are 2 to 4 limited cards per box. So basically you have 4 box hits basically. You've got each box contains an identity card and 2 limited cards. Each case contains 1 magazine card numbered out of 45 or has a skill card numbered out of 25 or a green card numbered out of 20 or a Rivals Refactor green card numbered out of 20. That was a little bit of a tongue twister. Some other chase hits that you can get in your cases. They have autograph cards numbered out of 100. They've been catching a little bit of flack. Most of the autograph cards are like game devs. I personally thought it was kind of cool, but I obviously would have liked to see like artist autos like many people would, especially because Marvel Rivals has brought in some interesting and different artists we don't get to often see in card sets. So that I think that was a miss. I think they should have done both probably, but I just like autos. So I'm like, whatever, cool. There'll be cheap autos I can pick up. They do have gold cards numbered out of 10. They have tiered cards numbered out of 5. And of course they have one of ones. I guess there are 3 different one of ones. There is a black one of one, a white one of one, and whatever a tier card one of one means. So 3 different types of one of ones here. And it contains 54 sets, a total of 2,305 designs. I don't even really know what that means, but it's on the product page. So that is the Kakao set. So if you like, now, okay, here's something interesting though. And you mentioned tops. Okay. One thing I found really interesting is some of the prices you see on cards from Topps that are directly, I think, maybe I'm wrong, influenced from Marvel Rivals. You're seeing like really like Jeff, the Land Shark.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. It definitely is. It definitely,
like that's got to be Rivals, right? It's got to be Rivals hype.
He's not like, he's a newer character and he hasn't been really in a lot of comics at all.
Yeah. I didn't know him until Marvel Snap. Snap came out. I was like, oh, cool. Jeff the Land Shark. And then I saw him in Rivals. And then I saw he was printed in the Rivals comics. And now he's getting cards and they're going for some money. I don't know if that's lasting. I don't know if it's just a meme. But yeah,
I don't know.
It almost reminds me of like Magikarp. Like when Magikarp cards and Pokemon randomly get hype and like the value goes crazy. I wonder if Jeff is going to be like the Magikarp of Marvel. I don't know. That was just what I thought of in my head.
It could be.
But yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to try to pick up some. I was hoping to find some places maybe that would help with pre-orders domestically here for those of us in the States. I haven't been able to find much. This will probably be a release you'll mostly have to get resale from the secondary market since it is a Chinese release. But hey, listeners, if you know, please let me know because I would love to rip a box. Cool. William, anything else you want to comment on news? Anything I missed?
No.
Okay, now we're actually going to do pickups this time. Okay.
The Collector's Hall.
All right, so pickups. So William, you had shared with me that you don't have any Marvel pickups, but I think you have some other things you want to talk about. So you take it away, sir. Or if there's anything you're chasing, whatever you want to share.
So I've been dabbling into Dragon Ball Super, thanks to Jimmy.
You're welcome.
And I decided that I'm gonna character collect like I do with Ghost Rider. But I'm gonna character collect. There's two characters I basically collect, which is Cooler, which I have 3 pickups of him.
Nice.
So
nice.
I have a SCR Golden Cooler.
Yep. Golden Cooler Secret Rare. That's dope.
Then I have an SR.
Okay, yep. Cooler Super Rare. What set's that from?
This is from Ultimate Advent.
That's Advent. Okay.
Yep. And then this is the pre-release. It's just a rare, but it's a pre-release cooler I just picked up.
That's something I wish we saw more in Marvel is I think there's a lot that both Bandai card games and Marvel card game publishers, Topps, Upper Deck, whomever, can learn from each other. There's some cool things that both do. And one thing I really like in Bandai games is they do these pre-release cards. And I've never been like huge on pre-release stamps, but it offers people another rarity that they can chase if you're into that type of thing. And all it is a week before the set releases, local card game shops run a tournament and everyone who plays in the tournament gets a free promo card. And all the card it's just a normal a normal card from the set, from like the normal base set. And it just has this little stamp on there that says pre-release. And sometimes they do different stamps and do different things, but it's just fun. Like I wish we had more of that with Marvel. Now I will say, as much as we do, I mean, let's just be real. We do kind of hate on Topps on this show. Like, it's not naturally just happens. I'm sorry for Topps fans. We do kind of hate on it a little bit. I have Topps cards. I'm not saying they do everything wrong. This is actually one thing they did good. They had dropped off promotional packs at the shops with cards you could only get in those promotional packs. I thought that was really cool. I'm hoping they continue to do that and they keep partnering not just with breakers, but I hope they start really partnering too with local game shops, local comic book shops, where you can go in and get some of these promo packs. That would be really fun. I hope they keep doing that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think it was smart. I honestly think one of the things, it was smart for Marvel to go to Topps just because there's more of a variety, because they have more of the ability to disperse, compared to like Upper Deck. Upper Deck, you have to be a diamond store to get the product. With Topps, I know they've talked about, Fanatics / Topps has talked about for years now that they're working on getting where everything goes to the breaker and the local card shops, and then they're going to start getting rid of the retail product, and the retail will just go to the card shops or the breakers,
right?
Which is good, but it also could be a bad thing in the long run too. It's a give and take.
It is. Yeah, I mean, I guess I grew up even as a kid not like going to Walmart for cards. Like if I wanted Pokemon cards, my parents would take me down to the local comic book shop or the card game shop. Like we shout out to Comic Kings. Comic Kings has been around in this area for, I mean, gosh, has to be more than 25 years. And that's just where you went. I'm like, yeah, you go there to get cards. So I honestly don't necessarily mind them pulling from retail as long as they support local shops. I don't mind that as much personally.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of it just because I did sports for so many years and you have so many different variations of this and that and just it gets overwhelming and you can't like the one thing that's nice about Upper Deck before, Platinum dropped and all that stuff, it was a lot easier to almost do a full rainbow of your character or a set.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it's like extremely difficult to even touch it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that point. That's a good point. One other thing I will give to them, if they do move out of the big retail space and stay to breakers and local shops, is the other thing I do like is that one, it supports local business, right? Like I always think it's a good thing. And for me, I used to run an online card shop for a little while. There's nothing really that legit, but I tried. I gave it a go for like a year. And but one thing that was really frustrating was my allocation. I was always like bottom of the totem pole, right? Because I'm just starting out. I don't have that much funds. I can't buy that much. Like a big purchase for me would be like 5 cases, which to a hobbyist, like, sure, that's huge. But to a business, that's really not that much product. Not, But for me, that was like, okay, I'm going to max my business card, swipe it, I'll max it out, send me all the product, I'll sell it, and then I'll use that money and try and get more, that's the idea. But then what would happen is then I would get my allocation slashed from like 5 to 1, where I would say I want 5 cases and my distributor only give me like 1 case. I had times where they didn't even send me a full case. They would send me like 4 boxes. I'd be like, dude, what am I supposed to do with this? Go like have a nice lunch at like the hibachi place, like I can't do much with that. So if they are trying to do more to give more allocation from retailers and move that to local, I am all for that personally. The only thing that sucks is if you don't have that local shop near you, you can't go in person, but it's 2025. Like these shops can do things online. You know what I mean? Like you can still talk to people. Shout out to Justin, Spidey Hits. He just announced everywhere he's opening up a shop. I'm sure there's going to be opportunities to get great cards online through him. And there's many other great shops out there that you can work with. So anyways, just to play devil's advocate a little bit, I think there's pros and cons to both. I don't know what's good or bad in the grand scheme of things, but hey, I try to stay optimistic. I try. Okay. Sorry. I took us way off topic. We'll get back to your pickups. I'll shut up. Go ahead, William.
Oh, that was it. Just those 3 coolers.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Are there any Marvel cards that you're chasing right now? Or just any Marvel items in general? You don't have to share, by the way. I know sometimes it's a double-edged sword to share that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like at this point, the only thing I guess I could say it. So I am looking for, if I could find it. So the new Flare set, I'm looking for the 2 other plates. I have the red and the blue, and I'm looking for the yellow and the black.
Wow.
Of Ghost Rider. That's I'm trying to finish that off.
That's big.
And then
that's from the hard, that's going to be hard.
Yes. And then from the Upper Deck Exquisite set, I'm looking for the nameplate out of 10.
Oh,
which that'll be like, I've only seen it one time in my life, and I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years, and I've only seen it once.
Yeah. Those are extremely rare items.
That's the thing. I'm at the point now. I'm picking up more Dragon Ball cards because I'm at the point now where my Marvel stuff's basically like, I'm just looking for hard stuff, and that's it. Like, I have every card from 1975 till now of Ghost Rider.
That's so fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Yeah, Rider, I'm telling y'all need to see Rider's collection. His Ghost Rider cards are, his whole collection's crazy, but the Ghost Rider stuff, man, it's next level crazy. Cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. If you all do end up seeing any of those super rare Ghost Rider cards, please think of William. That way we can help him out. For my pickups, I have a boatload to share. I'm going to try and go pretty quickly. I actually went live for this, and this was the most exciting of my pickups. This also is not Marvel related, but I wanted to share. I picked up the new Tony Perna set. Tony and Elaine Perna. They run Perna Studios, and they release these sets a few times a year. And this one was Creatures of Myth and Legend. And what they do is they hire these incredible artists. They have this team of artists that does work for them. And they will design a base card set. It's usually, I don't know, like 40 cards or so. And then when you buy a set, it comes with a random sketch card from one of those artists. And it's related to whatever the theme is, which this one was Creatures of Myth and Legend, but they also do like a Halloween set and some other fun things. So it's nothing tied to a direct IP. It's all just kind of fun thematic ways to enjoy art. And what's really cool is you will recognize, if you're into Marvel art, you will recognize a lot of these artists. Specifically, I pulled 2 amazing sketches from my 2-packs that I got. One is from Norvi and Basio, which I'll try and hold it up to the camera here so everyone can see. But it is just this crazy sketch. I believe this is oh gosh, there's a name for this character. I think it might be Baba Yaga. I think it's Baba Yaga. But the detail in this thing, man, is just insane. And Norvi and Basio is a crazy talented artist that does a ton of work for Marvel. So that was fun. And then another very well-known Marvel card artist, Jomar Bolda, where I got this sketch card from. So you can get this. I mean, these are both one-of-one pieces of art, right, in card form that you can get. The sets for only $35.
Oh, yeah.
You are not getting a Jomar or Norvi and Basio sketch card for $35. So, like, the value in these sets is crazy. The art is crazy. And it's just so fun just to enjoy it. So, anyways, I'm not going to show everything. But what I am going to do is I have one complete set of Tony Perna. I keep saying Tony Perna. I should just say Perna Studios. But I have one set tucked away for a giveaway. So I'm going to give this away to one of our listeners. All you have to do to enter, I'm going to post on Instagram. And actually, you know what? I'm going to change it right here on the spot. All you have to do to enter is anytime from now, the date I'm recording, to, let's say, next Friday. So what does that put us at? Friday's the 15th, maybe? I have no idea. But whatever next Friday is, let me double check. Yes, that is the 15th.
It's the 15th. Yep,
okay. So from now up until Friday, August 15th, go to the Across the Marvelverse page. You can share any one of our reels or posts or whatever. If you want to share the most recent one or just your favorite one, share any post and just tag Across the Marvelverse. Make sure you're following Across the Marvelverse, share a post, tag us, and like it. That's all you have to do. And anytime I see someone's name pop up from right this second that tags us to this coming Friday, I'll write your name down as one of the potential winners to receive one of these sets. So this, I believe, is a complete base set. Yeah, there's 20, and I'm sorry, there's 20 cards total. So this is number 1 through 20 of the Perna Studios base set. So if you would like to enter and win some amazing art on some amazing cards, all you got to do, go on Instagram and just show some love. Share Across the Marvelverse. Just make sure you tag Across the Marvelverse, because if you don't, I won't know that you shared it. So like and tag, and then you're good to go. And obviously make sure you're following. You know, don't be a jerk. And then don't unfollow after the giveaway. You know, come on. Come on, you got to give me a little bit here. So anyways, I'll stop about Perna Studios. This is a Marvel podcast, but Tony and Elaine are both amazing Marvel artists themselves, so it's still in the realm of things.
Yep.
Okay, I did have some amazing ComC orders come in. It's too many cards to show all of them, but I got a bunch of comic cuts to add to the collection.
Nice.
So we've got 2 from West Coast Avengers number 45. This one is a great shot of Wonder Man. Just solo shot of Wonder Man. And then this one is just a good shot. They got Scarlet right in the corner there. So I already have 6 or 7 cuts from 45. So this may give me a full 9-page of my binder, all of West Coast Avengers 45. So super excited about that. And the Wonder Man, actually, I believe is a connecting cut to another cut I have. I got to look again and see. But I know it's same page as cuts I have. And then I did pick up 3 other cuts. I got one from Avengers 125, one from Avengers 84, and one from Avengers 31, but this is the Busiek run from 1998. So I'll just show those off real quick. Here's 125. I got a really good deal on this one. Shout out to everyone that's been helping me find these too. There's been too many people to name that have really been helping me out, but I really appreciate it. And that's what's really cool about this community. And I'd encourage everyone to kind of get to know each other and share the things they're looking for with people that you trust that won't try to extort you. I guess that does also happen, but like so many people like you and all of our homies, just so many people, man, like Steve, Funkified, Donnie, Raj, great. Everybody, man, has been so helpful. So, okay. I have two really big cards that are not Scarlet Witch related that came in. I've had these sitting on ComC because I couldn't sell them. If anyone is interested, I would be more than happy to give you an excellent deal. I will trade, whatever. But I have a Lizard Metallurgy, number 11 out of 25 from Marvel Masterpieces 2022. So really rare Dan Dos Santos card there. And then same set, out of 10, we've got a Silver Spectrum Auto long shot.
Nice.
Just awesome. So those were both cards that I pulled. And they've just been sitting. I don't know. I don't collect those characters, so I don't need them. They're great art, but I don't need them. So if anyone needs them, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you out. I'm not going to go through all of these. I have this stack of like 20 cards here that were just sitting in my ComC. These are all just like random base and parallels of Scarlet Witch for the binder. So just random cards. I even have some Weiss Schwarz in there. If you guys collect TCG. Upper Deck and Topps are not the only two companies. There are other companies that make cards with Marvel. So here's an example of a Weiss Schwarz card. It's a cheap one, but cool for the binder. And I think that's good though to show off. The only other things I got a Juggernaut PSA 9 in from Marvel Masterpieces 22. I had tried to help our friend Ryan get a PSA 10. That was the only reason I graded it. And it sadly came. We thought it had a really good shot, but he was like, "I really only want it if it's a 10." I said, "All right, well, I'll just send it." And sadly, it was a 9. And now I don't know what to do with this. So
those thick cards, man, they're just so hard to grade. Like
we really thought it was. Well, it sucks. And I mean, I should have sent it home first and looked at it, but I sent it right from ComC to PSA. I had never done that. I'm not going to do that again. I do not recommend it at all to anyone. They charge more than they need to for it. And I don't see the point. It wasn't even quick, so I wasn't a fan. I don't think it's worth it. As soon as I did it, he was like, "Why did you do that?" I was like, "I don't know. I just wanted to try it." And then I got this massive, oversized Scarlet Witch. Look at this, William. You know what this is, don't you?
Yep. The Milton Bradley.
Yeah. So this is the Marvel Comics Superheroes card game. I guess it's really more like a board game or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's board game. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's this just super old Scarlet Witch card. I did not know it was this big. This is another card now I don't know what to do with because it doesn't fit in the binder. So, but I have that thing. Okay. Well, I think that's everything for me. So, big moment. Let's go to the main topic. We're going to do the Phase 5 Watcher Award Show.
Today's focus.
Okay, so we've got a bunch of categories to talk about. This is just kind of celebrating, reminiscing all of Phase 5 in the MCU. I've come up with all these different categories. Some are funny, some are more serious, some are going to celebrate the best of times, the worst of times, but it'll be fun. And I would encourage you to let us know what some of your picks were. Comment on YouTube, or actually you can comment on Spotify now. That's pretty cool. Mini rant. Podcasts have always gotten the short end of the stick when it comes to engagement because you can't do anything to interact with the podcast on all the apps. So I don't use Spotify for my podcast personally. I use Pocket Casts. I really enjoy that app. Not sponsored. I just like them. But Spotify will say you can comment, which is really cool. If someone left a comment, I'd be super happy. So, but anyways, Spotify, YouTube, wherever, you can message me. Let me know what are some of your picks for some of these as we're going through them. And if you have ideas for the next time we do an awards show, let me know. But all right, William, we're going to kick this off. This show is officially sponsored by, I will say, The Watcher. I'm always hesitant to say his name because he's the mascot of the show. I'm like, I'm going to say it wrong. It's Uatu. but I always feel like I'm going to say it wrong whenever I go to say it. It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Okay. But here we go. First award is the First Appearance Award. So this is for the best new character introduced in Phase 5. What you got, William?
Well,
okay. Can I guess?
You can guess.
Can I guess? Is it Mephisto?
Maybe. But I do have two honorable mentions.
Okay, it's Mephisto though. I got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But okay, that was a given. That was a gimme because you're a Ghost Rider fan, Mephisto.
Exactly.
The whole
exactly. So my First Appearance Award, yes, is Mephisto. I think it's because he's been talked about for so long to appear, and how important he is, and not just my character, but how important he is in the Marvel universe when it comes to the supernatural. And they talked about that they're going to do where it's going to be it's going to be cosmic based, supernatural based, and like God based or something like that in next phases, or mutant based or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important that he showed up. He does a lot with not just, Ghost Rider, but Doctor Doom. He does a lot with him. He does a lot with Silver Surfer. And, he interacts quite a bit with like the Avengers and stuff like that. So I think for the long run, it's very important that he's in here to establish the supernatural aspect of Marvel. And then my honorable mentions is Jennifer Kale, which in Agatha, all along, just because she's the first one that name dropped Mephisto. And in the comics,
I was going to say, and there's a bigger reason.
Yeah.
For
so
you.
In the comics, she is the cousin of Johnny Blaze.
Right.
Which technically he's the first Ghost Rider, but not. And then Muse is my other honorable mention.
That's a good honorable mention. Okay. I
think
that one totally that's a great one.
I think he was not used as much as he should have been.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, he's completely different.
Really?
Of what he is.
I haven't read any comics with Muse.
The comic, he's basically kind of like the Joker.
Okay.
He's that crazy.
Okay.
Like he's like the Joker.
Okay. Got you. Those are good picks. Hey, before I give mine, do you have any predictions on the next time we see Mephisto in the MCU?
I think we see Mephisto at some point with Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
I think we see some point where it's either going to be about Doom's. I think the reason Doom is doing what he's doing is it's going to affect something like with probably his wife or his mother. I think something will happen where
Wanda, give me Wanda and Doom, and Mephisto shows up. Give it to me. I want it.
I mean, I think the next time we see Mephisto is talking to Doom on some kind of aspect.
Give it to me with Wanda. That's all I'm saying. I like it. Okay, my pick for the First Appearance Award was Death.
Nice.
I thought it was so cool with Death popping up in Agatha all along. I didn't expect it because I had to somehow successfully avoided most spoilers and things for Agatha all along. And when Death came up, I was like, oh, that was the most hype I had been in a long time for a new character to pop up. So Death, and also Aubrey Plaza. That's the actress, right?
Yeah.
She is phenomenal. She absolutely crushed the role. I mean, genuinely, without her and Catherine Hahn, that show would have been nothing. I mean, they made that show happen. So really, really just excellent job there. My two picks, honorable mentions. One was Wiccan. That's a give me for me. I mean, Wiccan, Scarlet Witch, they're tied, but I didn't want to do the obvious, I mix it up a little bit. One with Death for my pick. I have another one that you will never guess. OB from Loki, Ouroboros.
Oh, really?
Yep. That was my second. Bro, OB was fantastic. He was like my favorite character in the whole Loki show. That guy is hilarious. So I just thought I'd throw a comedic pick in there. Okay, we're going to move to the second award. No one is going to understand this award because I literally set it up for my boy Mike, who Mike was supposed to be here with us today. It sounds like I'm setting up like his eulogy. Okay, he didn't die, but if you don't know Mike, Mike was the old co-host from my Dragon Ball podcast, and I had an absolute blast. We did, for like the first 2 years of the show, every episode I did was with Mike for the most part, and he's a riot. I'm gonna get him on here one day. It will be a treat for everyone, I promise, because he's also a big Marvel fan, and he has a little bit of a different connection with Marvel too, and it has nothing to do with cards or collectibles, so I think it'd be fun to bring him on. But this next award, because when I sent this to William, I did not explain it, so William was probably like, what the hell? It is called the Atlantic City Chain Check Award.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
So, okay, short story. The Atlantic City Chain Check Award is named that because Mike and I were at a Dragon Ball tournament in Atlantic City, New Jersey, one year. This was probably like 6 or 7 years ago. And we had just played in a like 9-hour long regional tournament. We both lost our winning in, which that means we made it to the very last round to top to win prizes. And then we lost in the very last round. It sucked. But we're like, all right, let's go find something to eat. So we're walking and we took a wrong turn in Atlantic City. And when I say wrong turn, we took a very wrong turn. We went down this, like, the most sketchy of basically like alleyways to get to this place we wanted to eat at. And as we're walking down, if you don't know Mike, he's a big guy, covered in tattoos, always wearing gold chains. Like, always. This dude always has just a bunch of gold on him. And these two guys come up to us and he was like, hey, man, like your chains. And I was like, oh, we're going to fight. Like this guy, that they're going to rob us. We were like dead set that they were going to rob us. And anyways, we've always joked about it ever since then. And this was an award from Hermit Style Show. And it was the Atlantic City Chain Check Award. So I couldn't get rid of it. I'm too attached to it. I think it's a funny story. We didn't have to fight them. There was a bus that came, though, and we did run to the bus. We were like, now we're out of here. So this is for the series that surprised you the most. So just a surprise. Like, what series came in and it can be in a good way. I guess it could also be in a bad way. But you expected one thing and you got the complete opposite. What was the most surprising series for you?
What If?
Dude, we had the same pick.
Oh, no shit.
Yes, we had the same pick. I also picked What If. I just combined season 2 and 3 together because we got both seasons this phase. Yes, that was also my pick. Okay, why did you pick it?
I honestly, like, with the animated stuff, like, I have not been a huge fan since, X-Men, like the original X-Men. And I picked it because it was so unique.
Yeah.
I think every character, like where they went through from the start to where they went to at the end, was so cool. I think they did a very, very good job on building the character stories throughout the whole entire show. And I mean, that's the reason I picked it, is because I didn't think it was gonna be good. I honestly didn't.
I didn't either. No, I'm literally in the same boat as you. And I mean, this whole show is themed after The Watcher. Like I came off of it and loved it. I was like, oh, this is so cool. And The Watcher was just such a cool, they did him so well. And it makes sense that they put him in this animated series in that way. I echo everything you said. I think it was a fantastic series. I watched it literally just to get the lore. I was like, okay, what do I need to know from this for the MCU? Like, and then I just got hooked on it. And it was funny because season 1 didn't get me hooked. Like, I watched season 1 and I was like, whatever. I just kind of watched it. But season 2 and 3, they knocked it out of the park. And yeah, I'll hold some more discussion for What If. You may see it pop up again in this award ceremony. My honorable mention was Loki season 2.
Okay, yeah.
And this is probably a hot take. I did not really. Okay, let me pause. I enjoyed Loki season 1. I did not think it was this amazing show that most people thought it was. Like, the sentiment I usually heard was like, oh my God, Loki's crazy. I thought it was very average. It did not blow me away. I was not excited for Loki season 2 in any way. It just was kind of, it was all right. Yeah. And then season 2 came in, blew my mind. One of my favorite series that Marvel's ever done. Season 2. I thought it was fantastic. So that was my honorable mention. Okay, we're moving on to the next award. This is the Peaked in the Trailer Award. So the project that dropped its best stuff in the trailer, and then all it left you with after that was disappointment.
Yep.
Well, I'll mix it up this time. I'll go first. I picked Secret Invasion.
Okay, yeah.
I was really excited. I love Nick Fury. I think he's a phenomenal character, and Samuel Jackson just crushes. I mean, the perfect casting you could ever cast. Might be the best casted character in all of the MCU. They did a perfect job with him, and I would argue might be the worst thing the MCU has ever produced, in my opinion. It was just horrible. I got done. I was like, what did I even just watch? Every episode I was like, oh, this might be when it gets good. Nope. And we did not get nearly enough Nick Fury. I don't know. The whole thing I thought the show sucked. It was the biggest flop I think Marvel's ever done. So that was mine. What's yours?
Echo.
That was my honorable mention.
I did not, when they introduced her, because like in the comics, she's so cool in the comics, I was not a fan. Like after I saw those episodes, I'm like, it literally shows everything right there in the trailer. Yep. Like everything. Like I was like hoping they were gonna maybe introduce a different like street level character. Like they were gonna do Luke Cage, Iron Fist, something like that.
Oh my God, they brought them in. That would have been so cool. Luke Cage and Echo would have been nuts.
Mm-hmm. But no, like the only thing they introduced was they had Daredevil at like one point, and that was it. Like he didn't do any, like he just fought her, and that was it.
And I feel like I literally got nothing from it. Like I got down to the show, and the only thing I got out of it was like when Daredevil Born Again came on, I was like, oh yeah, Kingpin is pissed off.
Yeah,
like that was all I got out of it.
It could have been so much. Like it could have been like so much better. Like how brutal it could have been and stuff like that. Because like in a trailer, it showed how brutal it was, but then literally it shows those scenes and that's it.
I had also heard some rumors that the show was like redone multiple times. So like the plot had changed, I heard multiple times, and I heard that there was an issue with the cast. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard rumors that like the cast was not meshing. Like people were getting in disagreements a lot, and they didn't have really good vibes when they were filming. So, and that can always impact the show, when you don't have definitely. That. So that could be part of it. I don't know, but yeah, I 100% agree with you. I was back and forth on which one I would pick for that. So that's funny. Okay, next one. This is the Blipped Out of My Memory Award. So this is another negative one. This is the subplot, project, character, whatever. Something happened. You were supposed to remember it, but it was just forgetful. You forgot it anyways. So what is the Blipped Out of Your Memory Award?
Kang.
Really? Okay, I mean, I get it. But wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Yep.
I guess I'm just a huge fan of Kang, so I can't forget about him.
Yeah, I mean, I like the character and everything, but this is gonna be kind of a hot take. I think Marvel did it on, I don't know if they did it on purpose or what, but I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that they stopped completely. Like, I mean, I get they have to stop talking about Kang because all the stuff with Jonathan Majors. I get that.
Yeah.
But also my thing is that they should have had some kind of resolution at some point.
Yeah.
They should have had like, some scene where when RDJ was casted as Doom, why didn't they have some scene post-credit scene where he had Doom killing Kang?
Yeah.
Just
that would have been good. Something.
Completely be done with it.
Give us closure.
But yeah, closure. Because there's no closure. I mean, they should have, I get it, but they should have had some kind of closure when it came to Kang.
Well, I will say,
there's nothing.
Anyone from Marvel listening, which, lots of people from Marvel listen to this show, by the way, William. just kidding. But just saying, if anyone heard that, they would be thrilled because that's what they want. They want everyone to just forget about Kang, that he was even a thing. That is definitely what Marvel wants. They want you to forget Jonathan Majors, Kang, and they want everyone just focused on Dr. Doom. RDJ's back, Fantastic Four is here. What's going to happen? Mm-hmm. They definitely want you to forget. So, yeah, I think that worked as intended for Marvel for that to be your award winner. So, I don't blame you for picking it. Mine was Echo.
Okay, yeah.
I think I actually did forget I watched a show because when we started Daredevil Born Again and they referenced it, I was like, what? I was like, oh, yeah. Echo. Like that did happen.
Yeah, it did.
So it was so forgetful to me. It was so, and even while I was watching it, I don't know. It did not hook me in at all.
No, there, like I said, there was a couple good fight scenes, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Like it didn't do much.
Okay, this is a big award because it ties into the show. This is the Willie Lumpkin Award. Do you know who Willie Lumpkin is?
I do not.
Okay, Willie Lumpkin, and this is why our mail segment for listener Q&A is called Lumpkin's Letters. Willie Lumpkin is the mailman for the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
And I had shared this before, but fun fact, if you didn't know, Willie Lumpkin is the only character that Stan Lee has ever played that was an actual character. Everything else was always a cameo, but in one of the old Fantastic Four movies, he delivered mail as Willie Lumpkin.
Huh.
So, fun fact. But that is why our mail segment is called Lumpkin's Letters. So, obviously, big deal. The Willie Lumpkin Award. Okay, we're not messing around. This is the most underrated character. Most underrated. Just like Willie Lumpkin. Clearly, because that's the only character Stan Lee ever wanted to be. So, who is your Willie Lumpkin Award winner?
John Berthal, Punisher.
Oh, okay. All right. Explain yourself.
I think basically, if you've watched, I mean, I think all the listeners have watched Born Again.
Yeah.
Pretty much a lot of that, like, even though he wasn't in a lot of scenes, a lot of that was because of Punisher. Like, the whole show was based off of almost what Punisher did.
Yeah.
Because you had all these, police officers, and you had, people like wanting to be Punisher because they wanted to seek vengeance, and they used his skull, like they used the image.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most underrated part is you use a character to basically, like, for all the stuff he did, you're using what he's done for the show.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably one of the most underrated, I think.
Okay. I'm with it. I just love Punisher. It's actually genuinely might be my favorite Marvel series that there is for like the shows. I love Punisher. So for me, he's not underrated because I just was so hyped on Punisher, but that makes sense. That's a good pick. My pick is Uatu, the Watcher. I feel like he's the most underrated. Okay, so hear me out. He appears in 3 different projects in Phase 5. He appears in Watcher Season 2, Watcher Season 3, and you know what the other one is? I Am Groot.
Really?
Yep. He appears in I Am Groot Season 2, the little short kind of one-shot type episodes are like 5 minutes or so, or I think even less than that. But yeah, you see the Watcher in that. And Groot almost like sees him, and it's like a big deal because can Groot actually see the Watch? He's not supposed to be able to see him, but can Groot actually? And it's like a weird interaction. So there's been some discussion about what that really means, or if it was just coincidental and it's just Groot being cute. So that's my first part, is that he appears 3 times throughout Phase 5. Second thing is obviously he's a big part of What If, but he literally breaks his oath to defend the multiverse. Yeah. The dude's a hero. You know what I mean? The dude is just a genuine hero at this point. So I'm like, it's got to be him. It's got to be him. He went against everything he stands for to do what he thought was right, and became, in my opinion, a major character. I'm wondering if we see him in one of the upcoming big actual projects that aren't animated.
You could. So there's a good chance, since if they're going cosmic route. I'm wondering
if we see him pop up. I would love that, and that would just further cement my award as being amazing. Okay, next award is the What If We Cared Award. I had to throw a bunch in of Watcher kind of little play on words, whatever. Okay, this one is for the new character Marvel introduced with big hype and then totally fumbled. So lots of hype, totally fumbled. I have an obvious pick. I'll kick us off. I went with Kang. And it's just by design. I don't think they literally fumbled him, so I'm going to give a second one, but I'll let you go first so I don't steal it just in case, because I think I might steal yours because I think I know what yours is. But it's just by design. I mean, they fumbled. They literally fumbled Kang. It wasn't their fault. It was Jonathan Major's fault.
Yeah.
But they had this huge buildup. I don't know. I heard some rumors that maybe they had already been thinking of moving away from Kang. I don't know why. I was pumped, dude. Like, Kang had me going. I was like, this is crazy. That post-credit scene where it was like the Council of Kangs, that blew my mind. I was like never more ready to get more Kang. And then just, obviously all the things happened. So yeah, that was mine. Before I say what my honorable mention was, who's yours?
Muse.
Okay. All right. That was not who I thought you were going to pick. All right.
I got an honorable mention too, but I'll just say, so with Muse,
we might have the same honorable mention. I think we might have the same one, but go ahead.
The thing with Muse is he's almost like the Joker. Mm-hmm. He's very sadistic in what he does, but he thinks what he does is right. Like that scene where Daredevil's going in and saving those people, in the comics, or even, he would have had like booby traps and everything, and he really didn't have any of that. Like, he would have had stuff planned.
Yeah.
And I think they fumbled on that character, that they could have built him out for a long period of time.
See, that makes sense. And with your knowledge of comics for that character, that makes way more sense. That wasn't even on my radar as a character, because I just thought...
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because for me, I was just like, oh, he was a cool character. Like, they fought, whatever, Daredevil won. But now that you've explained it, yeah, that's a really good pick. My backup was Adam Warlock.
That's mine. Yep,
okay.
That's my.
That's what I thought you were gonna pick, because we've had discussions about this before, about how the MCU just totally butchered Adam Warlock and made him this like kind of spoof character.
Yeah. Who's ever listening to Marvel? You guys sucked at doing Adam Warlock. Just gotta say that. I just gotta say that. Like, for making him like a little like child and stuff. Like, this dude's a god. This dude's a literal god. And then you make him like, oh god, I don't know what I should do. Like, screw that. Like, he's a literal god.
Yeah. And he's just there for comedy, really. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Okay.
Yeah.
This one's fun because I made the name Scarlet Witch related, so had to do it. This is the Wanda Did Nothing Wrong Award. Okay, so this is for the villain or morally gray character. Okay, that you couldn't help but root for. So someone that might not necessarily be doing the best things for the good of others, but you know what? They you heard their story and you were like, you know what? I feel you on that. So I'll let you start us off. Who do you got?
It's Mephisto.
Oh my God. I just learned that William exclusively plays chaotic evil characters in D&D.
Yeah, okay. It's Mephisto. Like that scene with Riri and Cohen, that's Mephisto.
While I was like, yelling, no, don't do it, Riri, you were like, yes, do it, Riri.
Mm-hmm. Do it. Just give in.
Oh my gosh, I can't with you. You are insane. You are insane. This guy said, I support Mephisto. Okay, mine, I feel like might be a more common answer that you might hear, because Mephisto is one that you will never hear. I picked Sentry.
Okay. Yeah.
So, if you think about it, he didn't ask to have the powers that he had. He's like this walking weapon that he never wanted to be. It wasn't his choice. And some of his worst acts and like things that he has done, they really come from like manipulation, mental instability, or even like some sort of alter ego that they kind of allude to in the show. And you can tell he wants to do the right thing deep down. So you could see like the pain and despair that he had as a person, and then that character growth. So it kind of, it made you feel bad for him. You wanted to kind of root for him. So Sentry was my pick. I didn't even have a backup, actually. That was my only pick. So if you pick him, that was it.
I do have my honorable mention would be Daredevil.
Okay. All right. I could see that. I can see that because he's had some questionable moments of morality and kind of the choices he's made. So okay, I'll back that. All right, this is the We're So Back award because everyone and their mother for the past, I feel like 4 years has been like Marvel's dead, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously we're still here. This was a weird one for me because I never felt like Marvel was gone. Like I was still into it the whole time, but I knew there was that sentiment. So I'll explain how I got to my answer, but this is just for that either it could be a moment, a scene, a whole series, character, whatever. Like what was the moment that you went, okay, Marvel, you've still got it. We're still in here. For me, or wait, did you go first last time or did I? You did go first. I'll go first this time.
You go first.
I haven't been good job keeping track of this. Okay. I picked Agatha all along, just as a whole for the series. And I would say maybe even specifically the first kind of set of episodes, right when she starts to realize that she's not a detective and then she snaps out of the thing and death appears. If I had to pick a scene, it's probably that scene because that was like a holy shit moment. I was like, whoa, what is going on? But up until Agatha all along, as far as if you're rating success of Marvel projects that they've released, it's really been kind of a roller coaster. And I wrote down some notes so I would remember. But coming off of Phase 4, we had Multiverse of Madness, which caught a lot of flack, did not do as well as people liked. I enjoyed it because Scarlet Witch was in it, but I do think there were certainly opportunities where they could have done things better. That went into Thor: Love and Thunder. Again, another movie I enjoyed, but Gore, they could have done so much better with Gore. And just in general, it was just a very subpar, I think bottom tier kind of Marvel project that they did. So that was 2 back-to-back that you might consider a flop. But then we go into Wakanda Forever, which I thought was excellent. But then after Wakanda Forever, we go to Quantumania. So it's like this roller coaster, right? We go Quantumania, we go to Guardians 3. We go from Guardians 3, Secret Invasion. And it's kind of like, okay, can they consistently put out good projects or do we just get these random one-offs that are sometimes good? And if you look at the timeline order of when things released, when Agatha All Along came out, Deadpool and Wolverine had just come out before it. And just before that was X-Men 97. So we got like 3 banger, really good back-to-back projects. And I felt like each one was better than the last. I know we have a lot of X-Men 97 stance. I thought it was good. So don't get your pitchforks out and try and kill me. But I wasn't like, I personally wasn't like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I can't believe they did that. It wasn't that for me. But each one got better. And then Agatha was that for me. Agatha was like, oh my God, this is one of the best things I've watched. I loved Agatha all along. So for me, that was okay, they've still got it. They can consistently still put out good projects, whether it be a TV series, an animated series, a movie, whatever. They did all 3 and all 3 in a row back to back were really good. So that's my answer. I'll pass it off to you. Who's your winner?
I'm going to say Daredevil and Punisher when they are talking about Bullseye and what to do.
Oh, okay.
Where Berthol's in there and he's like, well, because he's like, he basically was like, you know what you need to do. And then, Daredevil's like, no, I'm not doing that. And he's like, well, the stuff you've done in the past, you need to give in.
Red, come on, Red.
Yep. Just give into it. And I think that to me is like a real, like the moral point of, everything that Bullseye did, but he still won't do it. And the Punisher's like, just give into it. Just do it.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the one of the most powerful scenes in this phase.
Yeah. That was a really good one. That was really good. Cool. Okay. We're almost done. We've got 3, I think, more, maybe.
Yep.
So 3 or 4. So this is the I Don't Feel So Good award, as the famous line from Mr. Tom Holland. And this is for the most emotional gut punch or devastating moment of Phase 5. So I'll let you start us off, will you?
Foggy's death.
Really? What? Oh, I hard disagree, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was Foggy's death because we didn't know it was actually going to happen. It just happened like that.
Okay, that's fair.
To me, that's the reason. And
I'm ready to
for
argue,
me,
so I'm going to let you give all your points, and then I'm going to argue with you.
oh, that's fine. But like for me, it was the most interesting just because of, it's the moral high ground. Like I said, it's what, Daredevil, like, should he kill or not kill? Like it's literally every hero's like moral high ground, especially for like a street level character that, a street level character you kill, I mean, you're going to prison. Like
That's a good point.
That's the most unique part about street level characters when it comes to, should they kill or not kill. Like,
yeah.
For example, Punisher has full, like, he feels what he does is right. Like to the point of, in the comics, Ghost Rider uses the penance stare and it doesn't affect him one bit because he feels like what I'm doing is right. And to me, that's the most interesting part about it is when he dies, Daredevil's like lost and it's like, what should I do? And at the time, he talks to the Punisher, John Berthal, but he's not super friend. He's not really, still not really good friends with Berthal or the Punisher. He's not good friends with the Punisher, and he's giving, he's asking for all these advice from a guy that he, arguably hates. So to me, that's the most interesting part of that. When Foggy died, led all that in the show.
Okay, here's my rebuttal. Okay. All right. One, so the audience, I don't feel like had enough time for it to be that emotional because no one was that connected to Foggy unless you were watching all the super old shows. But if you're just thinking about like Phase 5, even those shows were so long ago, unless you went back and rewatched them, right? Like you had lost a lot of that, I guess, connection that you had to that character.
Emotional connection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I'm thinking of like the most emotional, I do think it was emotional, but I also thought it was really random the way they did it and sudden, which I think was the point. But it didn't give me that emotional gut punch because I was more shocked. I was like, what? Like, I was like confused. I was like, he didn't just die, did he? I was like, there's no way. And then it just ended. I was like, oh shit, I think he died. like I think he's actually dead. So I will give it to you though. You did make some good points about it being emotional. My thing was just that they didn't give us enough time for it to be the most devastating moment. Yeah. I think they could have done better to, like, I don't know. I think it started off the show in a way that got everyone talking, and I think it came out of nowhere. And if you try to set up every single death as like someone that you're super connected with and then kill them off, that's kind of dumb too. So I don't think they're wrong for it. It's just that would be my only rebuttal for you. But you did a good job explaining yourself. You did good. So I can't give you too much of our time. Okay, mine was from Guardians 3. And just the scenes from Rocket with like the flashbacks all leading up to Lila telling him in the afterlife that it's not his time yet. That was like heart wrenching, bro. I was in the theater with my wife and she was like bawling her eyes out.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't, like, that movie, like, I couldn't see some of that. Like, that shit was just, it's bad. Like, how he treated the animals and shit. Yeah. Like, he got what he deserved. He completely got what he deserved.
We were at breakfast this morning eating, and Brie, my wife, was like, she's like, I don't think I can watch Guardians 3 ever again because it's like so sad. It's like so sad. So for me, emotional gut punch, that was right there. And then my like next, my two honorable mentions are both from that movie. It was when at the end when the team splits, and I'm like, no, you guys are splitting up? Like what? I was like, no. You just got back together. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. And then Star-Lord, they did such a good job faking his death. I thought he was gone. In the movie theater, you could hear a pin drop when he was out in space and just froze and went to just like this rock form. I was like, no. Like they killed him off. And then he didn't do anything for a while. Like they made it so dramatic. That was, I almost cried. I didn't cry. I almost cried multiple times in that movie. That was a roller coaster of a movie. So those are my picks. Okay. We've got a couple more. This one is the Multiversal MVP Award. And this is for the single best performance. Just whoever you like, just your favorite best performance, whatever. I had a really hard time with this. They've just gotten so much great talent And I don't know. I thought this was a really strong phase from the MCU, despite what some others may think. My pick went to Florence Pugh, Yelena.
Okay.
Just Thunderbolts. I thought she carried that movie. I mean, the whole cast was great, but you remove her, and I think even just put a different actress in her place, I think that movie falls apart. She absolutely crushed it. I went into the movie thinking like, yeah, she's pretty cool. I left the movie going like, no, she's the next Black Widow. I want her to be an Avenger. I want her to be like a leading role. She absolutely crushed. And that scene with her and Red Guardian towards the end, like that super emotional moment they had, that was just icing on the cake. She absolutely crushed. And she didn't even do a stunt double for that opening scene when she jumps off the building. That was her.
Really?
That was her. Yeah. She specifically told them she was doing it. They tried not to let her do it. She was like, no, I'm doing it. So I had to give it to her. I'm like, that's crazy. So that was my pick. Who you got?
Okay, so I got two.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
I got two.
Here we go.
Number one is Sebastian Cohen as Mephisto.
I knew you were gonna say that. I'm not even gonna give you a hard time about it. He did, and he crushed it. He was a perfect cast for the role.
Those lines, like he said, like Dormammu can't even he can't even clean my glorious asshole. Like, I mean, dude, and that's the thing. Like, we all assumed, in the MCU that Dormammu was like one of the most powerful beings to ever exist.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he's like, oh yeah, he's just a bitch. Like, to me, that's like holy shit, this dude's like for real.
Yeah, the real fans were like, oh.
And then other one is probably either other one I would say is probably Chris Pratt as Star-Lord.
Oh, that's a good one too. I mean,
that's probably a given, but to me that's my honorable mention.
That's a really good one. Yeah, I mean, I went through so many names. Bradley Cooper, that's who does Rocket, right? The voice of Rocket.
Yeah.
I was thinking about him. I couldn't pick him to win just because of what he did, but Jonathan Majors really was a really good Kang. I mean, he really did crush that role. Like, he owned it, man. That Loki season 2 and the Council of Kangs and all that stuff, Quantumania. I mean, he was the highlight of Quantumania. If he wasn't in Quantumania, oh my God, that movie would just immediately be everyone's least favorite. Mm-hmm. Now, I think he at least got it up a couple spots just because he was in it. He just is so good at Kang. And then Aubrey Plaza and Katherine Hahn in Agatha All Along. Like I said before, I just thought they did such a good job. But Florence Pugh took it for me. Maybe it's recency bias. I don't know. Okay, we're down to the final two. Final two. This is the Still Sitting in the Theater Award for the best post-credit scene. What you got?
Thunderbolts.
Fantastic Four. Seeing the ship come down. Yeah. I mean, I can't give you any flack for that.
Yeah, that's it, because we still to this day don't fully know who's in it.
Yeah.
There
could be Doom in there. Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, who knows? It could be Doom that's in it. It could be, said after, and Doom already is somewhere here, and then and then the Fantastic Four's in it. Maybe it's only it could be. I think I envision it could be a scene where they're dropping in there, and it's the Fantastic Four, and then they fight the Thunderbolts of the Avengers because they think they're the ones that took Franklin.
Oh.
And I think it could be that where like Doom either controls the world or is starting to have influence in the world. And then like the Avengers or something like that are rebelling against Doom, and then they show up, and then they don't even talk, they just start fighting each other. And then like Doombots appear or something like that.
Yeah. That could be it.
But who knows? Who knows? This is the theory that I have.
It's a good theory. Mine was Beast at the end of the Marvels. When we see Monica Rambeau, she wakes up in the parallel universe, and it's Beast there. That just blew. I also love Beast. I was so thrilled, and it was a total shock to me. I was not expecting that in the slightest for Beast to pop up, and it just started connecting so many dots. I was like, whoa, like X-Men in the MCU, the universes are going to come together. Like, here's the multiverse. It's all getting set up. I'm like, ah. So that was huge for me. I think I was even wearing a Beast shirt and Beast shoes at that movie unknowingly.
That's cool.
So yeah, I was pumped on that. That was like easy. I didn't have to think about that answer. I was like, yeah, that's the one. Okay, we made it to the final award. If you stuck with the show this long, thank you. This is the best one. This is just the watcher's pick. So the watcher's pick is just your quite literal favorite scene. Could be anything. There's no right or wrong answer. I put up a little Instagram question to see what some of the listeners thought, and I just wanted to share a few. I'm not going to share all, but a few of the responses that we got. Blue Table Collectibles. He said when Loki sits up on the throne of Yggdrasil, finally fulfilling his glorious purpose. That was crazy. That was nuts. That was
becomes the god of stories.
Yeah, that was crazy. Hurry Up and Buy said, can't think of a single moment, so Deadpool and Wolverine plus the new X-Men series had a few. So I agree. Very, very hard to pick. And my buddy Adam Shepard, he said probably Spider-Man, not much big fun from that phase. So not a big fan. So, and I guess from Spider-Man, he's referring to the animated series. So interesting. Because the animated series was part of Phase 5, which we didn't have any picks from. But okay, interesting take. So, okay, I personally love Phase 5, so this was actually very difficult for me. I'm going to let you go first, and then I'll go after. I am certain we're going to have different picks, though. I have no concern that we pick the same thing.
And it's not Mephisto, guys, okay? It has nothing to do with Mephisto this time.
Oh, what a letdown. What a letdown.
I think my favorite scene is from Daredevil and Born Again. Because we had rumor that Berthon was going to show up, but we weren't 100% sure he actually was. Mm-hmm. And I think it was one of the coolest scenes is when that guy was White Tiger. He comes out, then he gets shot in the head. And then when the skull is going straight at you and you can't see the picture, and I'm like, holy shit, the Punisher is here. I think that was one of the coolest scenes. When I saw that shit, I called my dad right away because he's a huge Punisher fan, like a huge Punisher fan. So I called him right away and I'm like, have you watched it yet? He's like, yes. And I'm like, that was one of the coolest scenes because it was so cool that they had him shoot the guy in the head and you had no idea if it was the Punisher or not. You had no idea who it was. All you knew, it was the exact logo in the skull of the Punisher.
Yeah, I remember watching it on my couch and it was just like silent in the room.
Yeah.
We were both just like jaw dropped. We're like, that was crazy. So that's a good pick. That's a solid pick. That's good. And that's not like a cliche pick too. I don't think a lot of people would have picked that, but it's a smart choice. Smart choice. My scene might be a little more common than your scene. I thought I had picked a pretty good one, but now I feel less good about mine. So thanks, William. No, mine is Lilia's sacrifice and Agatha All Along. That whole episode I thought was phenomenal. But when she traps everyone in the room and the gravity shifts and she dies, that was one, and just genius what she did. Mm-hmm. And two, I was totally shocked. I did not think that it would go down like that. And I felt like that was the moment too that really got Agatha All Along, where if people weren't bought in, I think that was the episode that everyone was bought in. And also people that weren't watching wanted to watch. Because I think it was like the talk of like people who weren't Marvel fans were talking about that episode and were like, no, this was crazy. So for me, that was a big scene. I did have trouble with this one though. There were so many good moments. Some of my backups were the Guardians 3 end scene. But I couldn't pick it because it was so sad. Or anything with Rocket. Also, the fight scene towards the end of Guardians 3, if you haven't been able to tell yet, it's one of my favorites. But the fight scene, just the cinematography towards the end when they're going into the ship. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And like the camera does these like crazy pans and zooms. Mm-hmm. It was beautiful. James Gunn crushed it on that movie. I know some people like him, some people don't, and there's lots of different opinions. I thought he did a perfect job on Guardians 3. And that scene specifically was just perfectly shot. And then my third was Yelena and the Red Guardian scene that I referenced earlier when they're together at the end of the movie and have that emotional father-daughter moment. Did you have any backups or any others you wanted to mention?
Not really. That's my.
You're like, no, Punisher took it away.
Yeah,
no need for further
I guess
debate.
the only other scene is, I think when Daredevil and Punisher, like I mentioned before, when they talked, I thought that was very, very like powerful scene. I think
it was,
and then I mean, not really anything else besides. I think one of the coolest scenes I could say is when the Hood and Mephisto talk. I think that was really cool too.
That was.
I think that was extremely cool because, later in the comics, the Hood actually becomes a spirit of vengeance.
Oh, okay.
So they can go that route. I don't know what route they're going to go, but there's always that option they can go too.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So that wraps up all the awards. We're going to finish this off with our ranking of Phase 5 MCU. Can we agree that 17th is Secret Invasion?
Yeah,
you didn't have it? What was your 17? Well, okay, 17 was Secret Invasion for me. What was your 17 or 16?
Mine's Spider-Man because I'm not a Spider-Man fan at all.
Wow, you were such a hater. You were such a hater.
Yeah, I'm not. I ain't no Bug Boy fan. I'm sorry, but wow. I ain't no Spider-Man fan.
You just got banned from Justin's Discord. That's crazy.
Hey. You win some, lose some, I guess.
Dang, I thought that show was good.
Well, basically everything from 13 down is like stuff that I don't really care about.
All right, fair enough. Okay, my 16, because we're starting from the bottom, moving up. My 16 was Echo. What was your 16?
The Marvels.
The Marvels. You liked Echo and Secret Invasion more than the Marvels?
I mean, I liked scenes in those two. I didn't like. I mean, I was not a fan of those two.
Really? Okay, I'm way higher on the Marvels. I thought it was actually good. I really enjoyed the Marvels, but I like the characters. I think Kamala Khan is a great character. I think the actress who plays her does an incredible job. Captain Marvel, I just enjoy the character. I don't think it was the best Marvel movie. I think it was below average as far as Marvel movies go. But I don't know. It had a lot of things I enjoyed. I think I need to rewatch it. It's been a little while now. So.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's been a while since I've watched some of these. So.
I know. See, a lot of the older Marvel movies I've rewatched multiple times. The Marvels I've only seen that one time in theater, so I really need to go back and watch it again so I can have a more intelligent answer on that. But I definitely enjoyed it more than you, it sounds like. Okay, so all right, well, this is good. We shouldn't just agree on everything. That'd make for a boring podcast. What'd you have for 15? Your next one.
Echo.
Okay, you had Echo. This is where you're going to be mad at me, and a lot of people are going to be mad at me. My 15 is X-Men 97.
What?
Okay, it doesn't mean it's bad. Okay. Genuinely, the only two I genuinely thought were not good were Secret Invasion and Echo. Everything else I enjoyed. I just enjoyed X-Men 97 the least.
Wow.
Okay, hear me out though. I do have just like a brief rebuttal for everyone who's out ready to kill me already. I truly think X-Men 97 was the nostalgia factor. It was nostalgic for people. They liked it because of nostalgia. They did not like it because it was this next great entry of Phase 5 in the MCU. They liked it because it reminded them, and growing up, I was not big on X-Men. I didn't really like Wolverine, but like the X-Men animated series, like that didn't make me remember anything.
Oh, really?
No, I had like no nostalgia from it. I just liked Wolverine as a kid, but I didn't really like watch the cartoons every weekend or anything like a lot of other people did. So I just don't have that emotional attachment to the show. So it was like my first time even seeing any of that content. So I was like, oh, this is cool. I don't mind animated things. I like anime a lot. I like animated series. So I enjoyed it. I didn't get as much out of it as I think most other viewers did and what they wanted. So that's why it's towards the bottom of my list. I liked it. Don't kill me. William's like, I'm done. Okay. So my next one was I Am Groot season 2. And now this is where people are really going to kill me because I put I Am Groot above X-Men 97. But listen, the Watcher is in that show. I love the Watcher. And I don't know. The Watcher's what put it above it. I felt like I was doing this podcast an injustice if I made I Am Groot the worst of all the kind of one-offs or animated. But anyways, everyone can yell at me later. What was your next one?
So we're at 14.
Yes.
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. Okay. All right. I mean,
I honestly thought they could have done more. Like, one of the theories that a lot of people had was that Captain Britain was going to show up, which if he showed up, that could have started the mutants earlier because, you know, he's a mutant.
Yeah.
So, like, that should have happened, but, you know, that never happened.
Yeah, that show just should have never happened. They should have scrapped the whole freaking thing and redone all of it. And it sucks because like you said, there are things they could have done that would have been great. And it just, I don't know what, I got done the show and I was like, I don't even know what I just watched. like, I don't know. It wasn't good, but we've already talked about that. We'll keep it moving. My next was Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So I put that was 13 for me. This was another one that was one of my contenders. I didn't even make honorable mention, but it was close for like most underrated or the one that shocked me the most. Cause I went into it going like, I'll watch it. And I actually kind of got hooked on it. I was into it. I wanted to see the next episodes when they dropped. I wanted to know what happened. They got me. So I enjoyed it, but, it wasn't the best for sure. What was your 13?
Ant-Man
Quantumania. Okay, well, perfect because that's my 12. So we're aligned on that one. That might be the first one that we're somewhat aligned on.
Yeah.
What was your 12?
Let's see, Captain America.
Really? Okay. Weird. Dang, our lists are so dramatically different. This is so fun.
So the only reason why with Captain America is that I thought it was boring at times. I really did. Like, there was times that it's like, oh man. I thought it was cool scenes like with Isaiah Bradley and that he, you know, fought and ran, did all that stuff. I thought the Red Hulk was cool. They should have done it a little differently than they did.
How so?
I also like the fact that I do like the fact that they did mention adamantium, which you know, that's leading towards, you know, the mutant phase and all that stuff. But I honestly, at times, it just got so boring.
How would you have liked them to do Red Hulk differently?
I would have liked it where when he changed and he was fighting, he started to burn. Because in the comics, that's what happens is that he gets so hot that instead of like, you know how like the Hulk, when he gets mad, he grows.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the Red Hulk is that he burns. So he burns like fire everywhere. So I think that would have been a little cooler than what they did. And like the Serpent Society, I thought that was kind of dumb.
The Serpent Society wasn't the best.
Yeah,
I agree.
They should have had, like, to me, comic accurate.
And they paid a lot of money for Giancarlo Esposito to do that role, and they just kind of, I don't know,
shit on him basically.
Yeah. They should have let him run with it more. I'll give you that. I agree with that. It wasn't my favorite by any means, but it did make my top. It was in my top 10 though. What was that? What was that number 12 for you? That was 12. Okay, so 10 and 11 for me were just What If season 2, season 3.
Oh, okay. I got that way higher than you do.
That's funny. That's funny. I'm a disgrace to my own show. I see. I do have season 3 above season 2. I really liked What If. For me, the animated Marvel series just in general just don't hit for me like the live action do. So I think that for me was the last of the animated. So I basically put it at the top of my animated series list. And then the rest are all live action. So that's why it's there. So what was your number 10 and 11?
10's Ironheart and 11's I Am Groot.
Really? So
my wife thought Groot was cute.
Oh, I
and all
have
that
no qualms
stuff.
with Groot. I love Groot. Groot is wonderful. I actually collect low key some Groot cards. But Ironheart I thought would have been way higher for you. I can't believe I have Ironheart higher than you do.
Yeah, I mean,
you spent half the episode saying how much you love Mephisto.
I think what saved it was Mephisto, but besides that, I just was not a huge fan of like the thing with like Sebastian Stan, or the Obadiah Stane son and all that. Like I was not a fan of it. Like it's weird to me. It's I don't know. It's kind of weird because it's like they're trying to build the next Iron Man basically, and to me it just I don't know. I just don't think it works just don't think it worked.
Okay. It's fair enough.
And I mean, that's the only reason. I mean, honestly, like I think the Mephisto part saved all of it, but that was like the best. Like, if I just watched the Mephisto scene, I would have been completely fine with not watching the whole fucking show. Just as my opinion.
That's funny. Yeah, okay. But that rating then makes more sense to me now. Yeah. That makes more sense. I personally really enjoyed Ironheart. That was my number 9. That was my number 9. I actually really like Riri Williams. I think she does a great job at Ironheart. I thought it gave me a little bit of everything I wanted as like this kind of in-between show where I had, and maybe this is what helped, I had extremely low expectations. I went in with like Secret Invasion level expectations for Ironheart, and it was clearly much better than that quality show. So yeah, I liked it. I didn't have any qualms with it. I thought the hood was great. The interactions between Riri and her AI were fantastic. Yeah, I don't know. I just enjoyed it. Mephisto, like you've talked about, was excellent. And it also gave us good information on kind of the next steps into phase 6, right? Introducing Mephisto, seeing how Riri makes a deal with him, seeing what happened with the hood at the end when he goes back to the shop. It left me wanting more. So, okay. 8 for me was the Marvels. Way higher than you. Yeah, but we've already talked about that. What was your 8? Or did you give 9?
No, I have not gotten 9.
Okay, my bad. Do 8 and 9.
Okay, so number 9 is Loki.
9?
Yeah, that's
Loki 9. Season 2? William, this episode is going to be the end of our friendship.
And number 8 is what if season 2.
Okay, you saved it a little bit. Okay, why so low on Loki?
I just wasn't a work of art. I don't know. I don't know if I was like not invested in it or what. Like
Did you like season 1? Oh, I thought it would have been funny if we were opposites because I was against what most people liked about season 1. I didn't think it was that great, but season 2 is what I loved. But you didn't like either that much.
No, I think the best to me, honestly, like the best part is when he became the god of stories. Like to me, that's he fulfilled like his destiny basically. That was cool. But besides that, I wasn't a fan of like. I think it's because I wasn't a fan of season 1. So I just wasn't like truly a fan of season 2.
I thought they totally turned around. They sucked me in for season 2. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wanted to watch. I could not wait to watch the next episode every single time. Even like seeing Morbius come back to and like realize his life. Yeah. The end, like towards the end when they're trying to send what's his name down to fix the whatever. I did a great job explaining that. Sorry. You all know what I'm talking about, though. He's in the suit and he tries to go down the thing. I thought it was crazy. I don't know. I loved it. Okay. We'll keep moving. Sorry. I know we're going long. Number 7 for me. How about this? I'm going to do 7 and 6, and then you can do 7 and 6. 7 for me was Captain America Brave New World. I think it caught a lot of flack. I get the flack. I think that maybe people went in with expectations that were higher than what it should have been. That's just my take on it. I thought it was, I enjoyed it. I don't have like big takeaways from it where I left going like, wow, that was amazing. But I also didn't leave being disappointed in any way. I just thought it was just an enjoyable Captain America movie. 6 for me was Daredevil Born Again.
Oh, we got issues there.
Okay. All right. So when we hit Daredevil Born Again, my top 6 could genuinely change on any day of the week. So I will preface it with that. My 7 through 17, I think, are in like, if I was tiering them, right? Like tier 1 are my numbers 1 through 6. So this is kind of the start of my tier 1 from phase 5. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I thought it was excellent. The only thing that I would have liked would be a little bit more Punisher in the show. I still don't really like how they killed off Foggy immediately. I just didn't like it. With you explaining everything you didn't like about Muse, you gave me more firepower to solidify my number 6 pick. So thank you for that. I agree with everything you said on that. And I don't know, but I'm also not saying it was bad. It's top 6 out of 17. You know what I mean? Like it's top, almost 33% of all the projects they released. I just like the next 5 better. I don't have any other crazy reason as to why. That's just how I felt. I will say, I thought it was going to be my number 1. So it did not hit like I thought it would. And I don't even have a specific reason. I just was not overly attached to it. I thought it was great, but it just did not hit like I thought it would. So what's your number 7 and 6?
Number 7 is Agatha.
What?
Yeah. And number 6 is Guardians.
Dude.
Just because.
Are we watching the same stuff?
Just because the reason with Guardians, it has to completely do with the Adam Warlock situation. I just couldn't get over it. And then with Agatha, I thought it was cool. But for me, it comes down to the fact that they showed a little bit of supernatural, but I wanted more. Like, I wanted monsters. I wanted, like... I also, like...
This guy.
I'm also with Fausto when it comes to the Werewolf by Night. Like, that was very good.
It was mid. It was forgettable. I stand by what I said. It's black and white. Come on.
But no, I mean, honestly, like, that's what it comes down to is that the Guardians, it has to do with Adam Warlock. And with Agatha, like, I was invested a little bit, but not a lot. Like, for me, like, the coolest scene was when Jennifer Cale said, Agent of Mephisto.
Okay. You're allowed to be wrong. We're moving to number 5. Number 5 for me was Deadpool and Wolverine. Loved it. I almost wanted it to be higher. I think if I had done this ranking right, like if this movie had come out yesterday, it might be number 1 for me, just based on recency bias. It's a phenomenal movie. Yeah. And looking back on it, though, it's just like a fun Marvel movie. You know what I mean? Like it didn't give me anything like super impactful that I took away and got excited for the next one. It's just it felt like a good one-off. You know what I mean? Like
and
it was
now
just
you're going to be killed in the you're going to be killed in the comments now.
Yeah, I don't care.
It.
It did not. It didn't leave me wanting anything. It's a Deadpool movie. Deadpool 1, Deadpool. Those movies don't leave me like, oh man, I can't wait to see what happens next. They're just fun, action-packed movies. There's lots of fighting, killing, jokes, whatever, humor. You just go to have a good time. And the intro scene, the best intro of any Marvel movie ever made.
Yeah.
That is the best. Hands down, the best. How am I going to get killed as number 5? You're going to get killed. You're getting killed for Guardians and Agatha, let me tell you.
My number 5, What If Season 3.
Oh, okay. I like it.
I thought one of the coolest fight scenes in all of Marvel was when they all fought
Ultron?
The Watchers.
Oh, the Watchers. Yeah.
Yes. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world where they all fought the Watchers, you know, Storm that has the Mjolnir and like that was cool. Like they used those like god powers basically. I thought that was really cool.
The Ultron fight was really good too though.
Yes.
They were both crazy.
Yep.
So, okay, good pick. You redeemed yourself a little bit for that. Okay, my number 4 is Loki season 2. It was fantastic. Don't listen to William. I loved everything about it. I've already talked about it enough, though. What's your number 4?
X-Men 97.
That's fair. I'm not. Hey, you know what? I'm not even mad at it. I expected it to be high on your list.
Well,
so
I used to, when I was a kid, like I used to watch like WB and stuff like that. I'd come home for school and everything, and X-Men 97 would be on there, and then also seeing the, hearing that music like right there is like nostalgia for me, just like that.
Yeah. See, I called it right. Like, but I get it. I 100% get it. It just didn't hit like that for me.
I thought it was also like very powerful scene where Gambit dies.
Yeah.
Like that, to me, that was pretty powerful just being an animated. To me, that was a really powerful scene.
No, it was. And I mean, for me, I had no expectations. I never have high expectations for any animated Marvel thing. And I was hooked. I enjoyed the whole thing. So I genuinely don't think it was bad. The only 2 shows I would say were bad were Echo and Secret Invasion. Everything else I think was good. Was it great? Was it amazing? Was it top tier? No, a lot of it wasn't. But the only 2 I would say, like, you can definitely skip these. You don't need to watch them. Would be Echo and Secret Invasion. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
And these are literally our opinions. Everybody has different opinions.
Right. I mean, I'm right, but it's okay to have your own wrong opinions. Okay. So also, well, you know what else is kind of fun though, William, is you're really big into the comics, right? And you also like a different part, like Ghost Rider and the cosmic. Like not a lot of people are as into it, like the supernatural. Yeah, exactly. Whereas, and for me, I have very little knowledge of the comics, and it's almost all exclusively MCU knowledge for me. I mean, for the last year, I've been diving into the comics more and learning and reading, but still most of my experience with Marvel is MCU. So it's kind of fun, and it's kind of interesting that we do have opposite rankings on a lot of these, but I think that's part of the reason why. Okay. Top 3. Here we go. What's your number 3?
Thunderbolts.
Our first match. We did it.
Really?
We did it. Number 3, Thunderbolts. Okay. Yeah. I loved Thunderbolts. This was another movie. I came in with low expectations and blew me away. I could not believe how good it was. Just the synergy. Red Guardian was hilarious, dude. When he rolls up in the desert. Oh my gosh. Just so funny. Elena, perfect for the role. I honestly can't think of one bad thing I didn't like about that movie.
I also think John Walker, the U.S. agent, I think he like redeemed himself quite a bit.
He did. From
the Captain America Winter Soldier, show to that. Like he redeemed himself quite a bit.
Dude, and then the movie starts off and they just off Taskmaster.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Now, see, that's a character that was cool that I thought was like a shocking, like, oh, damn, I can't believe they did that. But then it like drew me in. I was like, oh, this is serious.
Yeah, I don't like how the MCU did it compared to how it is in the comics.
Oh, well, see, there you go. You go. But no, I really have.
I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really good show.
Yeah, and like the whole message of mental health coming across, I thought was like a really impactful message. I think they did it in a very meaningful way. For the most part, it did not. There might have been 1 or 2 lines that might have felt a little cliche, but it's very easy in today's world for that to be done. And I'm using my words very carefully here because I'm a very big advocate for mental health and mental health awareness. I do a lot with nonprofits for them, but sometimes it can be a little just overly cliche. And I don't even mean that in a way that it shouldn't be talked about. I mean it almost in a way that it comes off as being not authentic. Like they're just trying to say these buzzwords or buzz phrases just to get the attention from media. Like, oh, yeah, we talk about mental health. This did not come across to me like that. This felt like they really wanted to make an impactful message that was really tied and embodied into the whole plot and theme of the film. So I thought they did a phenomenal job executing on that. I don't think it's an easy thing to execute on at all. And when you try to hit on a topic like that, it can easily go south for you and your movie because it's obviously very personal to people, right?
Yep.
So just the message overall was excellent. I mean, you get the team forms, the team gets into disagreements and almost breaks apart. You get one of the most emotional moments of Phase 5 with Yelena and the Red Guardian, and you get this amazing action sequence that wasn't even like a fight scene. It was like the weirdest thing for a Marvel movie. Like, you're not getting this crazy fight scene, but it was action-packed when they're basically trying to help Sentry, right? Like, they're not trying to fight him, they're trying to help him. The whole way they did that, fantastic. The darkness comes, they run into it. I loved it. Sorry, I took that one away. Do you want to add anything?
No. I thought everything you said was, accurate. Like, it's good. I liked it.
Okay. What was well, hold on. I'm going to do my number 2. That way you cuz I want to hear your number 1 first. My number 2 is Agatha All Along.
Okay.
I thought it was amazing. It might be, I think it's my number 2 Marvel show that has ever been made.
Oh, wow.
Now, if you include the Defender series before MCU, like Punisher and all those, Punisher might edge it out, but they would be very close. My number 1's always WandaVision. Just getting that out there. Yeah. I don't know that anything will ever top that for me. But number 2 is, Agatha All Along might even beat Punisher, because Punisher is also one of my favorite shows of all time. But yeah, I've talked about it a lot already this episode. I just thought it was amazing. I have not had a feeling like that watching a show where I'm just like shocked and floored and wanting to see what happens next in a very long time. From the start of the show, it just gives me these like eerie vibes from the beginning where like, something's off and like this reality that she's in, but you don't really know what yet. Like, did she actually just become this like investigator, or is there something more? And then even like the whole Witch's Road, the whole time you're wondering, like, is this real? Is it not? You start noticing these little inconsistencies, and then obviously it's not, and it's all basically made by Wiccan. And then Wiccan comes up. There's the fight scene with Death and her. She dies but comes back as the ghost. And then the teen, Billy, the Wiccan, his development through the whole show is fantastic. They do the thing where they seal his mouth and everyone's like, is that Mephisto? Is it not? Like, it looks like an M, that was really cool. It has the Lilia death scene, and it has Kitty Foreman. It has Kitty Foreman. Like, come on. I am mad that they killed her off so soon, but I understand they had to. But anytime you put someone from that 70s show in a show, you've got my heart. So, okay.
Yep.
What's your number 2?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay. That's not a bad pick. I'm for it.
I think a lot of it has to do with Blade showing up. A lot of people know, Blade was the first VHS movie I ever owned.
Wow.
So that that right there was very, very, Blade was the first superhero movie I ever watched.
Wow. That's cool.
So.
All right, William. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. That carried quite a bit of my pick.
Okay. That's fair. I don't think anyone would be mad at that. I think I have not really heard from anyone that didn't like that movie. If you didn't, though, I would love to hear. There's got to be someone out there that's like, that's my number 17, like for some crazy reason.
Yeah, there's a couple scenes I didn't care for, though. The thing with Sabretooth and Wolverine, that should have been way fucking longer than it was. To me, that was like dumb as shit. Like, why even have him in there? Seriously, like, why have him in there when you're just gonna fuck his head off? You're done.
I get it. Did not bother me at all, but we are also a big Sabretooth fan, so it makes sense. All right, William, what is your number 1?
Daredevil.
It
is my number 1. It's.
I'm not surprised by the way you've talked about it.
Yeah, to me, it's one of the most powerful shows I think Marvel's done. The only reason is because of the aspect of what happened in the very beginning to what happened at the very end, where he is figuring out what he should do. And, you got Kingpin as, the mayor and stuff. Oh, I'm going to take away the suits and stuff like that. And then, to me, one of the most powerful is when those cops are pretending to be Punisher.
Yeah.
Like they're
yeah,
literally following, and he's like, "You're following the wrong person. I'm doing this for a reason. There's a reason I am the way I am, and all you're doing is you're just following the emblem." So I think that was the coolest thing. I think that shows like very, very powerful when it comes to the right and the wrong of what you should do when death happens, basically.
Yeah. Nope. I don't have any issues with that, honestly. I think Daredevil is a great show. I'm not mad at that at all. My number one, obviously, is Guardians 3. Might be my number one Marvel movie of all time.
Oh, wow.
I absolutely love it. I left the theaters, and that is literally the first thing I said was, I think that's my favorite movie. I think that is my favorite movie. I just thought it was fantastic. It had all the humor. I love Drax. Drax is one of my favorite MCU characters. He's hysterical. You have Rocket in all his great sarcasm, but you get this crazy. I did not expect that to be that emotional and have so many emotional moments in a Guardians movie. I mean, like that was like as sad as Tony Stark dying, dude. I was like, what? Like, how did they? What? That doesn't even make sense. Why is everyone crying in the movie theater? I don't know why. But yeah, I mean, I've talked about all that. The action was excellent. I don't know. I thought it was a perfect movie. I genuinely loved it. If they had done a better job on Adam Warlock, that was probably the only thing that I could recommend from that movie. I just genuinely enjoyed it from start to finish.
And the actor who plays Adam Warlock, he's an amazing actor. Amazing actor.
Yeah.
And it just...
Yeah, I do wish they did more with him. But, I mean, hey, it's MCU. They're rewriting, you know what I mean? It's not ever going to match the comics directly, so sometimes we have to remember that too, that they're going their own direction and characters are going to change. But sometimes I don't know that I would have changed them that much.
Yeah.
But hey, still cool. All right, we made it. Holy crap, this has been a long episode.
Yeah, it's been a little long.
But it's been fun. This was a really good recap of Phase 5. I hope you all enjoyed. I would love to see just some of your award picks, listeners, and your rankings, what you think. Let us know how mad you are at both of us, or maybe one of us. I don't know. Well, I'll fill you in next week if William and I ever talk again. I'm not sure at this point, but we will hit one question and then we're gonna call it. But we'll do one. I always promise one question. Let's hit Lumpkin's letters.
Lumpkin's letters.
Okay, so let's see. For Lumpkin's letters, I'll pick one. And William, you've seen Fantastic Four, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll pick in one of the more recent questions that popped in about Fantastic Four. And let's see. This question comes from Lou's Got Hobbies. He said, what character did they do best and what character did they do worst?
In the Fantastic Four?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Fantastic Four First Steps, yep.
I think the best they did was... I think Invisible Woman.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
I think they did the best.
Matt
with her.
Shakman, dude, he's just such a good director, and Vanessa Kirby, oh my god, she's such a good actress. That combination, stupid good.
And then the worst to me is Human Torch.
Really? Okay.
I think he should have cracked more jokes.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I actually said that when we left the movie. I was like, now I don't think he was the worst, but I agree with you. I think they could have given him a little bit more with like the humor part of it. I even told my wife, I was like, I don't want him to be Ant-Man or like Paul Rudd, but I kind of want it, and like obviously it's different type of humor, but I want it to be laughing like I do in like an Ant-Man movie with some of his parts, and I just wasn't.
I mean, honestly, Chris Evans, he did a very good Human Torch. Like I laughed through the the original Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah.
I thought he did great. So I think that's the biggest thing. He need to be more of like a wisecracker.
Yeah,
than he was.
And I do think it's a fine line with that because they did want to build him up to be like someone. It felt, he definitely wanted to be taken more seriously. So I think that was like more the narrative of the movie that might have steered it away from the humor. But I still also would have enjoyed it just a little bit more. Would have been nice. Let's see. For me, the best character, I might have to agree with you. I might have to agree with you on Invisible Woman. That was, I mean, Sue, Vanessa Kirby, just phenomenal. I'll go with that. I mean, she was my favorite character in the movie, so I'll agree there. Worst character, I mean, that's really hard. What character they do the worst? Because if you're talking about main characters, there aren't that many to pick from.
No,
you've got very few, and it can't be Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer was phenomenal.
Yeah, Iceman was really good. Shout out to Fausto.
I guess I'll go with The Thing. And I don't think it was any fault of the actor or even the movie. It was just the same thing I had said in our review. I still don't think he got his chance to shine. So if you're talking about what character they did the worst or who they kind of did dirty, I mean, he just didn't get that chance. Like I felt like Reed, Sue, and Johnny all got way bigger moments than Ben got, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because like even that's one thing too is they have like the Thing and Human Torch. They have like a good amount of banter with each other in like the comics and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they really didn't have too much of that either. Yeah. They had like a few one or two scenes.
Yeah, but not a lot. And it's just hard when you've only got an hour and a half to 2 hours, and you've got all these different okay, how are you going to fit in Reed and Sue, Reed and Johnny, Reed and Ben, Sue and Ben, Sue and Johnny, Ben and John? You know what I mean? Like you're trying to get all these different people, all these different separate interactions. And really, I mean, they're trying, at the time they were saying they want Reed to be the face of the MCU moving forward.
Yes.
They also wanted to give Sue one of the biggest parts of the movie. But then they also wanted Johnny to have this crazy like character development moment where he has these just like, he learns the language and then he goes out, Silver Surfer comes down, he gives this crazy speech. He's basically the reason they beat Galactus. As far as getting Silver Surfer to come back and give that push, because he never gives that speech. Silver Surfer never comes to help them. So, I mean, how much can you do in such a short window of time to not just completely lose the viewer and still have a central plot and theme of the movie? It just gets hard. So I don't even fault them for it. It's very hard. I thought it was an excellent movie. My answer would be Thing, just because of that. Yeah. And again, I don't think it's a fault of the director. I don't even think it's a negative. It's just it's not his time yet. I'm hoping it will be his time in a future film. Yeah,
I think I know they cut a lot of that movie out. They cut a lot of that movie. You could tell, and I don't know if that was.
It's confirmed.
It had to have been something to do with Marvel wanting to cut that out.
And it's confirmed that some of the scenes they cut were his, and like exploring his love interest with, I can never remember the character's name.
I know they had like Invisible Woman had like almost like an 8-minute dialogue with the Mole Man, I guess, or something like that. Really? And then, John Lithgow, his or John Malkovich, his Red Ghost wasn't even in the show, in the movie, and he was supposed to be.
Yeah. They definitely cut a lot. I'm hoping we get some like crazy like director's cut type of spiel. So. And I'm hoping they put that on Disney Plus if they do, but they might try to make it buy the Blu-ray or whatever for it.
Yeah.
Okay, dude, this was really fun. Thank you so much. And listeners, I'm sorry this was a 2-hour episode. We started, I said, William, we're going to shoot for an hour. But hey, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. It would mean the world if you could leave us a rating and review. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the apps. If you could drop a 5-star. If you're on YouTube, drop a comment, leave us a thumbs up. It really helps so much for a little show like this, just to get a little bit more exposure. So I would really appreciate it. Check out the Instagram. I'm going to be making a post from across the Marvelverse, letting you all know about the giveaway. But hey, you can start right now. Any post, share it, tag us, make sure you're following and like it, and you will be entered to win a complete set of Perna Studios' most recent set. William, anything else you want to say before we wrap up here?
No, just I'm glad you guys, hopefully you guys are enjoying the podcast. Hermit's a great person. It's been lots of fun. It's pretty much about it. And just enjoy. Doesn't matter what you collect, just enjoy collecting no matter what.
I love it. I love it, man. Well, thank you so much. William is an excellent person, amazing friend. Please give him a follow at The Spirit of the Cards. And with that, we will see you all next week. Bye, guys.